Oh yeah, you already know what time it is. You already know what's going on. I'm your host Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
and welcome back to another episode of the Silver Boys Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, Kyle. Um, actually, big announcement. I think this is our 150th episode.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big
Yo,
time.
three years in the making. Okay, 150. Lucky number 150.
Hmm.
Um, I love what this podcast has brought to us, allowed us to do, allowed us to talk about. I'm grateful for it. We had Governor Murphy on it, so you know what I'm saying? We could keep going, bro. We're gonna keep going and keep
Yeah,
bringing
man.
y'all
Yeah,
everything
man.
that we can, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just stay tuned. You never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. But we just got done with week 11 in the
Okay.
NFL. Um, now we're approaching Thanksgiving, Kyle, so you know
Things
what
they
they
get,
say.
oh yeah, second half of the season. It's about to turn up
Oh
right now.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah. And I cannot wait. But let's get into it. So, Sunday morning, the Dolphins defeated the Commanders in Madrid in overtime, 16 to 13. The Steelers defeated the Bengals 34 to 12. Aaron Rodgers ended up actually getting banged up and so they brought in Mason Rudolph. Texans defeated the Titans 16 to 13. Packers defeated the Giants 27 to 20. Jaguars defeated the Chargers 35 to 6. Bills
Mm.
defeated the Buccaneers 44 to 32. Bears defeated the Vikings 19 to 17. Panthers defeated the Falcons 30 to 27 in overtime. Rams defeated the Seahawks 21 to 19. Niners defeated the Cardinals 41 to 22. Broncos defeated the Chiefs 22 to 19. Eagles defeated the Lions 16 to 9, and the Cowboys defeated the Raiders 33 to 16.
Yeah, a couple of those games, definitely, I expected some of those to go the way that they did. Just off the top. Um, I think some teams had some good wins. Um, I'm trying to you said them so fast, I'm trying to think. Um, but I mean, I ain't even we gonna skip the Giants this week. I don't even want to talk about them. I know we usually cover them. I don't even want to this week.
Hey, look, I'll say this: they played a very spirited game. Sadly, just some miscommunication on that last play with Jameson
Hmm.
and Jalen Hyatt.
Hmm.
So yeah, other than that, I actually liked where the Giants were in that game. Caught some good breaks, but they just couldn't pull it out and at the end. That's all.
That's it. I would like to say I think that Jameis should have been starting. I can't even sit here and lie. I think Jameis is more of a valuable starter than Russell Wilson could is, and at this point in their career. So who knows, like what could have happened if Jameis maybe was in there earlier,
Right.
instead of Russ. Would Jackson Dart have came in this early? Like, there's a lot of like interesting questions that I think could be formulated just off of like how I seen James play, you know what I
Right.
mean? And like how tantalizing he is and just like how gravitizing he is too. Like he just got aura, I think is the best way to put it. So that's why
He,
when you said spirited, like they played spirited, I can only attribute that to Jameis and probably his pregame antics. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that too. One thing I always loved about Jameis is that he's just fearless.
Very much so.
You know what I mean? Like he does there's not a window that I don't think he believes that he can't throw the ball into.
No, he believes that he can get that ball absolutely any place, anytime, anywhere that he possibly can. And that's what
And
I mean is the difference between him and Russell because in the beginning of the season, Russell looks scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
he
trust
looked
James is going to run too. Like, that's the
yes,
difference.
yes. And one thing about Russ that I've especially learned, having him on the Steelers last year and then having him on the Giants this year, it seems like he plays to not make mistakes.
And he's afraid of making the
He-
mistakes. And then that puts you in a more terrible position than if you could just wing it almost. I feel like is the best way to put it. You feel me?
right. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just move on. Buffalo getting their win. That was big. Buffalo always on that up and they're still on that up and down wave right now. So
Yeah,
I
because
thought that's a big win for them. I'm concerned about them defensively though. They're always in like it seems like some high scoring battles, some high scoring games.
yeah.
So that raises cause for concern because if you can't stop anybody, what are you gonna do?
I think what also concerns me too, we'll probably get into this a little later because of their Thursday night game, but what also
Hmm.
concerns me too is certain, who's going to be that guy as a wide receiver who's going to step up and make the catches? We all know about Khalil Shakir, but what if you're playing against a really good defense that knows how to lock down Shakir?
Hmm.
Who else steps up? You know what I mean? Like who else is going to come to the rescue? Is it going to be Gabe Davis? Is it going to be Shavers? Does Keon Coleman ever have something left in him, being up in Buffalo? Like I don't know. Like they asked Josh Allen to play Superman a lot. And sometimes, even Superman on his best days is not gonna win all the time.
Make mistakes, yeah. Definitely. I'll stand behind you on that one. Um, who else lost? Who lost? Tampa Bay. Who did they lose to?
Tampa Bay lost to the Bills.
Oh, they lost to the Bills. Okay,
Mm,
okay. Tampa Bay also is still dealing with a lot of
injuries.
injuries wise. I still think that they played an even spirited game as well, just to keep that word. I think that should be the word of the day. Spirited.
Spirited.
You know, for the Buccaneers to be so injury riddled and put up the amount of points that they did, that's why I'm saying I think that there's cause for concern for Buffalo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, so just but Baker's gonna be Baker regardless.
Yeah, no,
Baker
he's a gamer.
exactly.
Gamer. He doesn't care. He's just gonna go out there. He's gonna give it his all, and that's what makes the rest of the team look the way that they look. You know what I mean?
And
It
but
doesn't
and
matter
that's
who's
the
out
difference
there.
between and that's the difference between a Jameis and somebody else, or like Baker and his second string or something like that. Like it's just about how can you galvanize these troops? How can you get them to keep going? You know what I'm saying?
Get them to
So
believe.
exactly, but your
Believe.
belief is one hell of a drug, bro. I'm telling you, and that's all it takes a little bit. Honestly, that's all it takes.
Hmm.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about your Steelers and Aaron Rodgers getting banged up?
Um, I don't really have any high hopes right now for the Steelers. We've been, the up and down
Mm-hmm.
so much. Defensively, they're not who we all thought that they would be.
Not at
On the
all.
offensive side, sucks. Like I would love for us to have like a legit number two along with DK Metcalf. That would be cool, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see where this goes. Mason Rudolph has been a Steeler before, so
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm not really worried about is that he knows how it goes around in that organization. Is just go out there and ball out and get the ball to your playmakers and let them work.
You don't got to go win the game, but just don't go lose
Just
it
don't lose
either.
it. Exactly, and he's done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's gone out and helped us win games. He's gone out and was a good game manager for some time.
Gotcha. What's your record right now? Do you know? Off top?
We are off the top. I'm looking at it right now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We are, in matter of fact, actually, we're on a bye this week, so we are 6-4.
Okay, so in terms of where you measure success, do you think you guys are a first round exit? You think you guys get past the first round? What's your thought process here with this team as
Uh,
of right now, as we enter the second week?
if
I mean, the second half of the season. Excuse
as
me.
we're going to the second half of the season with the Bears, Bills, and Ravens as our next three, we are definitely of wild card exit. I could see easy.
Bears on a little bit of a heater. They're one of those teams where it's like if they start to feel themselves, especially later on, like they could make a run.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a substantial run, but they could give teams problems. Caleb Williams can give teams problems. Like we've seen him do it before with his legs and with his
He
arm.
he had a really good last drive against the Vikings to defeat the Vikings. So
Mm,
I was really impressed by that. I think the biggest thing for me is just to see the growth that he's had from
very much so.
just the beginning of the year all the way to where he is right now, playing more so under control and in the system and not
Hmm.
trying to outthink or outwork the system. More so the fact that if that makes sense. I think that's where I've grown more and more as a fan of his because I was already a fan, but now it's a little different now, and I'm
You get to see
well,
that maturity like in real time, like that the on field maturity, I think,
yes,
and
yes,
just like not being frazzled by certain things, certain coverages. Maybe a blitz is coming or something, and you could scope it out earlier or something.
yeah,
Like maybe you
yeah.
couldn't do that, in the first 2 3 weeks where like you couldn't pick up a blitz. But I will say I think that this is the best spot I think the Chicago Bears have been in a very long time.
Oh yes, big time, big.
Very because usually we talking about firing their head coach right now.
I don't remember the last time I seen him at 7-3.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs, dude.
They're number one right now in their division, and you know how tough their division is with the Lions there, the Vikings there, with what's the face with the Packers there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, like
they kind
Packers and Lions being there, and then you're number one in your division, like that says a lot, dude. And I'm only gonna shout out that Chicago organization as much as possibly as of right now, just because now you can tell that it was an organizational thing. It could have been a player thing, and
of.
when you get that star-studded dude, and you get a good team around him, and you have good coaching, look what happens. You know what I mean? After such a long hiatus in Chicago,
Yeah,
of just woes in purgatory.
exactly. I think another game that I forgot to mention was the Ravens defeating the Browns 23 to 16.
Okay.
Um, what's it called? The Ravens, they're getting healthy at the right point right now. So I would say to everybody, look out for them because you never know what they can actually do. Uh, For the Browns, though, Browns lose Dylan Gabriel to a concussion. Shedeur Sanders goes in, doesn't have the best game, but regardless, he goes in and the crowd was on fire, man. Like
As they should
they
be.
were waiting for this moment, which is so cool. But the big news that I wanted to say was that he will be starting in their next game coming up this week in week 12. So that's going to be
Which is a great thing because he's gonna get reps with his number ones. His offensive lineman is gonna know his cadence for a week. You know what
yes,
I'm saying?
finally.
Which is thank goodness because they should have known that before. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I think.
And
I
they're
think
coming
we're all.
in and they're coming in against an opponent who is not really strong in the Las Vegas Raiders. So
Don't let Shedeur go in there and throw for like 300 yards, bro. Don't let him do that.
I mean Max Crosby might have something to do with that.
Nah,
Hopefully
facts.
their
Yo,
O
Max
line
Crosby
will.
gonna come get them, bro.
Hopefully that. But hopefully also he's been I hope that he's been like talking to someone like Miles Garrett and trying to get as much insider like information on like what, a Max Crosby would do,
Yeah.
to their offensive line type of stuff. So yeah, I'm as
I'm
we
happy for him, and I'm gonna watch that game somewhere just because, just like definitely like that first couple of series, just to see where he's at. Let me see how comfortable he looks as the game goes on, and if he can, I just want him to at least cement himself as like you deserve to be in the starting conversation. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that goes without a shadow of a doubt. That's what I want him to prove.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone was criticizing him for, the game against the Ravens, but like I said, the Ravens are getting healthy at the right time. Their defense is, starting to look like the defense that we were accustomed to seeing before.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't really put much on that. And then if you haven't really practiced with your starters, your O-line doesn't even know your cadence, like what else am I really supposed to do? So,
There was a dude that was coming off the practice squad or some from somewhere else, Bailey Zappi, who was getting like reps with the ones and like it was like why is you know what I'm saying? If Shedeur your number three, why is Zappy getting reps? And then but you didn't put in Zappy. Like you know what I'm saying? There's
right.
there's there's some question marks around that
It's
organization and Kevin Stefanski right now. So
yeah.
but I just want Shedeur to go out there and do what he gotta do in order to prove everybody like he deserves and he belongs to be here.
Yep. Yep. Same here. Same here.
And if he does that, then I don't think that there's going to be much of a conversation going forward, like especially into next year. Even if he's not with the Browns, somebody will come and try and come get him. I think you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, this week we got some pretty good games. Steelers versus the Bears. We have
That's a good one.
Colts and Chiefs.
That's an even better one.
That's gonna be huge. Vikings and Packers divisional
Hmm.
game. We obviously talked about Browns and Raiders only because of Shedeur. Eagles and Cowboys. That's gonna be a pretty good one.
That is going
That
to
game is
be
always spectacular. That game is
always.
always
Yeah.
spectacular. I don't care
I
what
want to know
happens.
if Philly going to be able to keep up with Dallas offensively.
Yes,
Honestly,
yes, yes. That's the big
and that's
question
not
right
even the
now.
thought. I didn't even think that that was going to be something that would come out my mouth this season.
Not at all.
But
Not
I'm
at
afraid
all.
Philly's going to score 16 points again.
Can their defense hold them to under 16 points? I think that's going to be the biggest question.
Yeah.
Like they did it with the Lions, but you know, Dak is not afraid to run. Dak's going to run when he got to run, you know what I mean? They got two legit number one receivers in George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb.
And
They
George has
have
just revitalized his whole entire career right
Oh
now.
yes, yes, he looks amazing right now, and I love it for him. You got your slot receivers that are really good. You also have your really good tight end in Jake Ferguson. Offensive line is pretty good. So that's really the thing right now. Can that high-powered defense stop this high-flying, high-powered offense of the
That's
Dallas Cowboys?
that's the question of the week, son. That's the question of the week.
And I don't know. I don't know.
But we know, can Dallas actually come up with crucial stops against Philly? Because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know how Philly can move the change when they need
When
to,
they need to,
like
yeah.
when they need to. It's not going to be flashy though. It's not going to be the most talked about spectacular thing, but they will get their yards. So that's what I'm interested to see.
That's
Can they? I want to see if they could even put up 30. To be quite honest, I need to see like a high powered offense is what I need to see from them.
It will make me believe that they can get to the Super Bowl again.
Again, yes,
You know what
very
I mean?
much so.
Because right now, with where they are and what they're doing, I don't really have much belief in it.
I don't
Even
have
though that
I
they're 8-2 and they're more than likely gonna have a first round bye, I don't have much belief in it because it's like, all right, well, what if the Rams come back on you again? What if Tampa Bay comes back on you again? You know what I mean?
there's
They're
still nothing stopping Detroit. I don't care what
the
what the score was the week before. We talk about playoff football. You know
bruh,
what I'm saying?
bruh, 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 bruh. Coach, what's his face? Coach, the Lions coach,
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. You know he don't care at all. He gonna go for it on fourth down. Fourth
Oh,
down. Dan Fourth Down Campbell. That's his middle name now.
that's
Okay,
his new name.
that's his new name. Dan Fourth
Start
Down. I
calling him
don't care Campbell.
Mr.
Like
Fourth Down. Go
Mr.
for
Fourth
it,
Down. Go
Mr.
for it.
Go for it.
Yes, that there you go. There you go. We got it. We got it. That's
Yo,
Mr. Go for it.
it could be 4th and 6 with 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. He gonna go for it.
Bro, there were times where I'm like, dude, I understand, bro, but just kick the field goal.
Oh
There were
God.
times where I was like, bro, just kick the field goal, but I understand. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, what if, what if Detroit comes back and they learn from their mistakes?
The
Then what?
Eagles, and I don't know if I can confidently say the Eagles are learning from their mistakes right now, to be quite honest.
No, because it's too much turmoil. You know what I
With
mean?
AJ Brown and
AJ
yeah.
Brown doesn't like where he's at. Low key, Devontae Smith doesn't like it either, if I'm
Oh
being
wow.
honest with
Oh
myself. Have
wow.
you've never heard Devontae low key talk? Devontae low key be talking too.
Really?
He don't he because AJ talks more. He talks
Yeah.
every week. But Devontae a couple weeks ago, he was talking. He let it be known, like, we're not where we want to be. We're not where we need to be. Like,
Hmm.
basically, bro, get your number one and number twos involved.
Which is crazy because I just want just the last time I'm going to harp on this point, but it's just like to see what Jalen Brown was able to do in the Super Bowl and how how the Chiefs were stopping Saquon, and we were like, Jalen needed to throw the ball, and they were able and capable to. He was able
Mhm.
and capable to. I think that left us with some like munching at the bit,
Yeah,
that
because I
left us
think
like wanting more of him
yeah,
to throw the ball and them to be maybe not a pass heavy offense, but like use your guys at the end of the day.
yeah, because we all knew coming into this season that all odds were going to be on Saquon. Everybody and their mama knew it. You know what I mean? Like
And
he
it don't
just,
feel like Jalen Brown airing this ball. I don't feel like he throwing the air out the ball, bro.
yeah,
It's
no, Hurts is definitely not doing that.
not at all.
Hurts is definitely not doing that, and
Now
I
let
think that's
Devontae go over to the Rams with Matt Stafford and them boys. Like, come on, he gonna be arguably the number one. Not, I'm sorry, no, he will arguably be MVP probably if Devontae Smith was over there with him.
shoot Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. You know what I mean? Anywhere where they actually like, okay, like yeah, I'm gonna use this dude. Hell, yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But
So Philly needs to be careful, and they can't make their best people angry right now because you can't use them the correct way. You know.
right. But I don't know. I feel like this Cowboy game. I feel like
Oh, it's gonna wake them
it's a
up some
statement.
way
Yeah,
somehow,
yeah. I feel like
in
it's gonna
one
be
way
a
or the
statement.
other.
It's gonna have to be a statement game for them.
And it's either gonna be a big statement if they win, or it's gonna be a bad statement if they lose.
Yeah, because if, oof, man, because if they lose, because mind you, they're going into Dallas.
It's just tough, man. Brandon Aubrey probably kicked a 70-yard field goal to win the game for all we know, son.
That'd be pretty devastating.
What? I hate that man. Yo, I'm gonna go get go open the dome, Jerry. Go open that. Get some wind over
There's
there,
some wind
son.
in there.
Get the wind in there, son. Where the
Get
fans
the
at?
wind swirling. What do you-
Oh man,
what a-
that man should not be making no 80-yard field goal.
Hey man, Cam Little, man, he's another one who be
Yeah,
doing that
facts,
too.
facts, facts, facts.
Meanwhile, his team play outside.
Meanwhile, I'm getting dudes for the Giants. That's missing extra field. That's missing extra
Extra
points.
points, yeah, crazy.
You know, I'm gonna go. I'm a petition to get a dome built over MetLife. Yes, I think that's only right, guys.
A dome over MetLife is crazy.
Yeah, I think it's only right.
Oh man, going into switching over to college football.
Mhm.
Last week we had ourselves some pretty crazy games. Um, as Texas A&M was down 30-3, and then they come back and win the game 31-30.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like what in the world?
How did they really scored what 28 unanswered?
Yes,
Damn,
yes,
damn,
walked them down. Walked
damn.
them down. Easy, easy too. Um, Alabama loses by 2 points to Oklahoma. Oof, ooh, that one hurts. That one hurt. Ooh,
At
man.
home.
That at home too. Yes, yes. But they still have a way. I think they still have a way to get into the SEC championship. They have to beat East Illinois, which I think that they'll do.
Oh
And
boy,
then
they
after
better put 70 on them.
that, and then after that, they have Auburn coming up at the last game of the season. So
That's a tough game though
that's going to be a
too.
tough one, regardless. It doesn't matter what the record is because obviously it's the rivalry game.
Hmm.
Going into Georgia beating Texas 35-10.
Yo, hold. Let's pause for a second, okay? Let's pause for a second
Mm-hmm.
because the way Georgia was putting a smackdown on that boy Arch.
Bruh.
Jesus Christ. The way he was putting that smackdown, my bad guys, my bad. The way he was putting his smackdown on the way Georgia was putting a smackdown on Texas and what they were able to do, you knew Georgia had their number from the opening possession.
Easily.
You knew it. You knew it.
Easily.
You just knew it, which is
Easily.
wild to me.
Yeah.
Because yo, who is that receiver that caught two tutties? He probably caught
Um,
more. I don't remember, but I remember two of them distinctively, and it was
uh,
early in the game too. I don't remember.
Noah, I think it was Noah Thomas. He caught two.
Yes, it was Noah Thomas. It was just, Georgia out here playing freely. I thought that they were just like they looked like a championship team right there.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
look like a championship team.
Yeah.
And to Molly, I mean, I don't think that it was going to be much of a. I don't think there was a lot of people riding for Texas thinking that Texas was going really like, you know what I'm
Walk
saying?
into Georgia and
Walk into Athens and like
yeah.
and beat the brakes off of them. But this wasn't even close. Like this
No.
was like Texas ain't ready. Texas ain't ready. They're not ready.
Not even close in my
And which
opinion.
is and which is so sad to see because there's such a significant drop off from last year to this year.
Oh yeah, they dropped, but and it's crazy because they dropped 7 spots, so they went from number 10 all the way down to 17.
Yeah,
So
like you could kiss your
literally,
playoff hopes, SEC hopes, all of that goodbye.
well, yeah, obviously they're not getting to
Yeah.
the SEC championship, but there is one way.
How?
They have Texas A&M the last week of the season.
Wow. They would
That's
have to
the
put a
way.
beating on them though.
They wouldn't have to put a beating on them, but they'd have to win. You have to win. Think about it. You beat an undefeated team.
You're right. You're
Just
right.
a W alone will
Hmm.
will at least get you into the conversation.
And then even like that could even mess up Texas A&M's like, where they're at,
Yeah,
you
it could
know.
definitely. I think it won't mess them up in terms of making the college football
No,
playoffs,
yeah,
but it
yeah.
will definitely mess them up of,
First round
securing
bye.
that first round bye
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
sure, easily.
Which, but yo, first round bye is the most one of the most important things to be quite honest.
I can't even say that because of what we seen last year.
You okay?
Oh,
Okay.
the first,
Explain.
all the teams that had first round bye lost.
They lost. Yeah, yes, yes, you are correct. You are
Like
correct.
you know what I mean? There is nothing to that. Um, let's see, who else do we have? USC escaped Iowa, 26 to 21,
Mm.
which is really good. Georgia Tech escaped Boston College, 36 to 34. Like, what is going on over there? Navy beat number 24 South Florida, who looked to be the group of five team to come in. So Navy got the 41 to 38 win over them.
No,
So
wow.
yeah, yeah, this is it's pretty crazy what we are looking at, what we're witnessing right now.
Hmm.
So so going into what the bracket will look like. So little change up now, obviously. So number
Hmm.
one is Ohio State. Number two, Indiana. Number three, Texas A&M, and number four, Georgia.
Okay.
Five would be Texas Tech. They'd be another conference champion. They would be hosting Tulane, who will be the group of five champion
Okay.
coming out. Number eight, Oklahoma will be hosting number nine, Notre Dame.
Hmm.
Number six, Ole Miss will be hosting number 11, Miami, who is another champion coming in. Then number seven, Oregon will be hosting Alabama if the season were to, if the bracket was to be this week. But obviously, we still have 2 more weeks, so things obviously will indeed shake up. The funny thing is for me is the fact that Miami is holding that spot, but Miami has two conference losses.
Oh, that don't make sense. So how are they holding that spot then?
It's because of their ranking.
Mm,
It's because of the rankings, because they're one of the higher ranking teams. So they're
okay.
higher than Georgia Tech and Virginia, who are both also ranked.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I
That's where
mean?
like this like that's where the part of like this the bracket confuses me. Like the group of five like stuff, like you know what I mean?
So
And then
so I'm
like
a
because like a certain team that got two conference losses, they could come in and like you know, so that's a little I understand it, I think so.
so this is what I got, right? So we have 12 participating teams, obviously. Five
Mhm.
highest ranked conference champions and the next seven highest ranked teams get in.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes five
Mhm.
the five highest conference ranked teams.
Yeah, the five highest conference ranked champions.
Champions. Okay, yeah. So you have to win your conference championship essentially.
Exactly. And
Okay.
then you
Okay.
have the four, and then after that is the four highest ranked teams will be seeded one through four. They'll get the
Hmm.
buys. The eight teams seeded five through 12 will play in the first round, and with higher seeds hosting their home games, obviously. Like,
Understandable. Okay. Okay.
so
Gotcha.
so
Gotcha.
that's the reason why. So
I
Miami
can't
is
lie.
just it's just because Miami's a higher ranked team, but because they have the two losses, say Georgia Tech. Because I think Georgia Tech's last ACC game is this weekend because then their last game they face Georgia. Georgia's in the SEC.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So say Georgia Tech and Virginia both finish out the way that they are with just one loss, then it'll be those two teams going to the ACC championship, and then that will knock back Miami.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's confusing, but yeah, that's exactly what would happen. Like
That
Alabama,
Oregon Alabama game, that would be crazy though if that
that would
if things
be
were to end.
that
That's a
would be
barn
wild,
burner.
right?
That's a barn burner.
That would be wild if that were to
I'm
happen.
kind of hoping that they just that the rankings do stay. Everybody, I need y'all to just be the same, okay? Just don't go nowhere. I want to see that game.
That game would be
That's a good game.
that
When do
game
we
would
ever get to
be
see Alabama versus Oregon? Like, you know what I'm saying? Never.
on a neutral site somewhere, but not in
Like not
Oregon.
on a neutral site exactly, but like, oh man, not if one of them was hosting one of the other, dude. Yo, oh.
Bro,
Like Alabama going into Oregon, dude, or Oregon going
you
into
coming to
Alabama.
Alabama?
That
Yeah.
would be that's a ooh. I would just be interested to see how Oregon plays because we know how Oregon is, like top organization in the college football world.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's they're definitely one of them teams to watch out for. So
Yeah, yeah, they still have never won a national championship, believe
I
it or not,
know, which is
which is crazy.
crazy. They always the hottest looking team out there, though. I got to give it to them.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see what they do this year. But Yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy though too because if things pan out the way that they are, so like say Ohio State and Indiana finish 1-2, well, the number one and number two team will literally face each other in the conference championship.
Yeah,
Like
that's disgusting.
how
That's something
insane is that
I
gonna be?
want to look forward to because I would love to see like who's gonna conference championship play, and then it becomes like, will they could they meet up later on in the college football playoffs too? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And then so
yeah.
now you got to see them twice. You got to see the same tough team twice. Tough.
And high state games too. It's not like a
Exactly.
regular season game. Nah, nah, nah. High stake, winner go home type games.
Literally, winner go home, winner championship. That's it, dude. That's barn burner material right there, bro. That's
Easily.
that's 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 what we talk about, a high performing offense and a high performing defense. That's what it should
Hmm.
look like
Hmm.
on both sides of each team.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yes,
indeed. Hey,
sir.
we have reached our limit this week. I hope you
Nice.
guys enjoyed just as much as we did. For those who don't know, Feast Week is coming up this weekend. They're starting Feast Week. So for those who don't know what that is college basketball, all the tournaments and everything. Everyone playing in these neutral site games. So there will be basketball literally on all day, every day for the next week or so. Have fun, watch some teams, learn a little bit about some of these dudes that could be coming into the league. So
Hmm.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed just as much as we did. As I'm your host, Cam Silver,
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
and we will be back next week with a lot more. Tune in and yeah, see you later.
Thank you. Thank you.